you are running a country that is basically bankrupt, right? And everyone is attacking, and you're there trying to sort of defend, basically, and gain a little bit and score a few goals. Tell us about that.
Well, the bankruptcy of the country was not incidental. The only reason why we were elected, and me personally, was because it was bankrupt. I had no intention of being a politician. I'm an economist. At some point, I started kicking and screaming because the most bankrupt European state was given the largest loan in the history of humanity, under conditions of crashing further the incomes that were initially so low as to make it bankrupt. So, it doesn't take much to realize that this is a violation of basic logic. And, I stood with a very clear platform, personally. The party I stood with supposedly adopted this platform, and this is why I agreed to run with them. The platform was very simple. If a debt cannot be paid, it is either haircut or it is perpetuated through extending and pretending. And since the powers that be, the IMF, the European Central Bank, the European Commission, Berlin, and so on, were only interested in pretending that we were not bankrupt, and the only way you can do that is by kicking the can down the road, by extending and pretending, the proposition I had put to voters was, if you vote for me and I become finance minister, I'm not going to sign another, on the dotted line of any other credit card agreement. So there's going to be a clash. So was that fun? Yes, it was fun. And at the same time, it was a complete tragedy because people were actually starving. People on the street were suffering. People in their homes were privatizing their despair. The suicide rate more than doubled. And we had a genuine humanitarian crisis. So it wasn't a laughing matter. But was it, to some extent, spiriting to be able to say to the most powerful financiers and institutions of the world, I'm not signing? Yes, it was. It was very liberating for many people in Greece too, because the most astonishing thing that people don't realize is that we were a minority government. Our party got 36% of the vote, which was enough with the electoral system that we have to give us more or less an absolute majority in parliament so that we could form a government. But let's say we had about 40% of the people with us when we were elected. That's not nearly half. And to clash with the most powerful institutions of the world, even 50% plus one is not enough. You should have, 60% of the people with you at least. And what was quite remarkable is that during those 6 months when I was in the ministry, we managed to increase the amount of support that we had, even though we were clashing at the expense of the majority of the Greeks with the most powerful institutions. We managed in July, that is 6 months after we were elected, more or less, to score a fantastic 62% support level at the referendum that we held on the 5th of July.
Remember, yeah.
We managed to carry the people with us during thick and thin. Tragically, on that very same night of the referendum, my colleague, who was prime minister at the time, surrendered, and I resigned, and that's it.